everybody, it's Rain. Today's video, we're going to take a look at this skein right here. I just spun this skein. I will link it up in the eye in the top right corner in the last video. This is 100% non-superwash Rambouillet. And if you know about Rambouillet, you can learn a lot from that last video, but it tends to be a lot more springy and a lot more bouncy than just plain merino. Now this is a 2-ply yarn, and it's a little bit of like a heavy fingering to DK weight. Since it was spun quite thin, I did have to add quite a bit of twist to make it like a nice high twist the way I wanted it. And also, I did not let it sit on the bobbin at all. It did not have any time on the bobbin. I pretty much let it sit for about 10 hours on the bobbin. That's it. Normally, I let my skeins rest on the bobbin for about 24 to 48 hours before I take them off and skein them up. And of course, I'm talking about the finished skein after it is plied, not the singles. And usually, this is one of the reasons why. It can make it a lot more pigtaily and bouncy. But don't worry, don't fret if your skein looks like this coming off of that bobbin. We are going to set the twist in it, and it's going to be very easy. It's very simple. So make sure you stay tuned and watch until the very end so you can see the very end result. And I can show you that this skein is in fact not over twisted. It's perfect. And let's jump right in and take a look. So this is lukewarm. It is not hot, not cold, just lukewarm. And this is optional. I'm going to use just a little bit of unicorn fiber wash. Completely optional step. You can use a little bit of hand soap, a little bit of shampoo, body wash, something that's light and gentle, or just a dab of this. Don't need much, just a little dab. And then just get that throughout the water. So now we are going to add our fiber into the lukewarm soapy water. And then we will press down nice and gently to get it fully saturated and submerged into that soapy water. Don't do any rough agitation or anything like that. We're not really trying to wash it. We're just mainly getting it saturated. And I'm pretty sure you don't even have to add soap to your water to set the twist. All you need to do is just have room temperature water or lukewarm, whatever you want to call it, but it's just room temperature. Don't go too hot. I don't like going too cold, but that's just me. I just go room temperature, and it works great in my opinion. And don't be alarmed if you see a little bit of dye seeping out into your water. That's completely normal, and it always happens to me, even with most commercial wool yarns that I use. And that's just because I have really hard water, and a lot of times that can cause your skeins to bleed a little bit. But if it's just a light amount like you see in the video, it's nothing to worry about. Now you can either let it soak in the lukewarm water and soap. I normally let mine soak for about 20 minutes and then take it out and rinse it. So after you get done letting it soak, or you can go ahead and do this step now, go ahead and squeeze it. Do not wring it out, don't twist it. Just pick it up and gently squeeze all of the excess water that you can get out, and then we will go to the next step. Make sure after you wash it to get all of the soap and wash residue out of your sink before you go to the rinsing step. So once again, add lukewarm water to your sink, just enough to submerge your skein of yarn, and this time we are going to rinse it. Now, did you see those bubbles on top of the water? That is how we know that there's still soap left in this skein. You want to try and rinse it until all of the soap bubbles are gone off the top of the water. So here is the second rinse, and I went ahead and sped this up so not to bore you to death. But another good technique to use is to just squeeze it while it's under the water, and that will make sure that the water soaks all the way through and gets it really, really nice and submerged and gets all of that soap out if you used soap. I did want to talk a little bit about this. It is the fiber rinse, and it's the same unicorn, you know, like that makes the power scour. It is like a conditioner, and I normally don't use this with yarn. I like to use it with my finished knits. Like if I have a pair of socks or a knit hat or a crocheted hat, something like that, that's when I like to use it. But you can use it here if you'd like. If you want it to be a little bit softer, fluffier while you're knitting with it, go right ahead and use some. Now, if you didn't use soap, really you only have to really just get it submerged once. You know, you don't really have to rinse it. So I prefer to use soap. That's just my personal opinion, but I don't think it's necessary. As long as you have water, it'll set the twist. But I did end up rinsing this a total of 3 times to make sure all the soap was completely out of the fibers. So here's the point. You can put it in a salad spinner and spin out the excess water, or fold it up in a towel and step on it, or you can just do what I did and give it a good couple squeezes over the sink and get it all out that way. So now let me show you a little bit how to get it untangled after the wash. If you need to know how to tie the skeins the way that I do with the butterfly ties, you can click the link right up here in the top right corner, and I will show you how to do that in my other video. So all you want to do is find one of your skein ties. I call them butterfly ties. I don't know if that's the proper term, but I've always called them butterfly ties. So you need to find one of those, and you just want to see if there are any strands of yarn that are overlapping over top of those ties. And as you can see, you just want to open it up and kind of dig around in there. And see, right there is one. We're just going to move that over into its proper place underneath the tie where it should be. And I didn't see any more that were overlapping, so you just want to get your hand in the middle there and go ahead and pull it apart, and kind of get it, give it a couple shakes, and usually if you have them all in the right spots, no more overlapping, you'll be able to get it all back to normal, completely untangled, just like that. And as you can see, perfect. Now it is right back to where we had it, except that twist is a lot more relaxed, isn't it? So next, what we're going to do is snap the skein. And you can also thwack it, but I've found that snapping it works just as well. So you want to get your hands in between the middle of that skein and just pull it. Just snap it out as hard as you can. And then I like to move my hand about a hand's width over and do it again. Snap it some more. Nice and hard, nice and firm. Get a nice snap, and then just keep moving it all the way around until you have snapped the entire skein. Now, thwacking it is where you take one end of it and just hit it on something. Just like take the whole skein, do like a big roundhouse hit to like a floor, like piece of concrete out on a porch. I use the back of a chair sometimes, or the inside of my bathtub if you want to thwack it. So here is what it looks like after it has been snapped or thwacked, whichever you'd like to do. Snapping, I have did several tests. Snapping works just as well as thwacking it. I can't tell the difference, so I just snap it usually. This is what it looks like now that it is wet. It hasn't dried at all. This is right after snapping it, and as you can see, that over twist is completely gone. So next, what I like to use is a coat hanger. Just a nice thick coat hanger. I'm going to hang it up in my bathroom above my on my little shower rod, and just lay it over that coat hanger to hang up and dry. Don't add any weights. Don't add any anything heavy on it. Just hang it up on that coat hanger, and as you can see, it's going to dry nice and straight. There's no pigtails, there's no over twist, it is perfect. And usually mine takes about a day and a half to 2 days to fully dry, because I live in a really humid area, so the more humid it is, the longer it's going to take to dry. You could put a fan on it to speed up the process if you're in a hurry, but I just let it dry on its own, usually for about sometimes 2 up to 3 days. Alright, here through the magic of YouTube, here is the finished skein, all dried up and all set, ready to knit with. Of course, after we ball it up. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What do you think about this yarn? Do you like it? Do you think it's ugly? What do you guys think? I think it's pretty. And what would you make? I really want to know some ideas on what I could make with this. I love the higher twist in it. I think it makes it look really professional, really really consistent. I love that it has that higher twist in it, and it is about a heavy fingering weight, around a DK, and I think it's going to make a really pretty shawl, or a really pretty, like a little shawlette or a scarf. something that's close to your neck because it's that really soft, bouncy rambouillet. And it still has a lot of spring and bounce to it. And the colors are gorgeous, beautiful, and all of that twist, all of that over twist that it looked like it had in the beginning is completely gone. You set that twist right out of it and it works miracles. No weights or anything like that needed. So yesterday was the first day of the Tour de Fleece. Later today, I'm going to be uploading the first video from the day 1 of the Tour de Fleece, so stay tuned for that. Later today, make sure your notification bell is hit and you are subscribed to my channel. I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. Have a happy, wonderful Tour de Fleece, whether you're participating or not. Have fun watching if not. I will see you guys tomorrow, actually. Happy spinning. Have a good time. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye. Light and gentle